Spearman's rank correlation coefficient is a statistical measure of the strength of a monotonic relationship between paired data. It is a non-parametric statistic. In this example, the paired data is the thigh girth and standing vertical jump. The data must be ranked as shown in the table. We then had to find the difference between the rankings. I entered the values into the formula to work out the R value, which was 0.333. To get the critical value, I used the critical value table to obtain the value of 0.740. Due to the R value being 0.333 and the critical value being 0.740, there was no significant difference between the thigh girth and standing vertical jump in the British gymnasts. Pearson's rank order correlation test. The Pearson rank order correlation tests are linear relationships between two continuous variables. A relationship is linear when a change in one variable is associated with a proportional change in the other variable. In this example, I analyzed the relationship between the sit and reach results and the genometer results. I started off by filling out the table with the 8 participants. After I filled out the equation from the table to get the R value of 0.470, the critical value was then calculated, which was 0.7067. Due to this, there was no significant difference between the sit and reach test and results and the genometer results in the British gymnastics team. Parametric test for difference. Independent t-test. The independent t-test compares the means of two related groups to determine whether there is a statistical significant difference between these means. In this example, I was comparing the resting systolic blood pressure with the post-systolic blood pressure. I first had to put all the data in the table. I then had to find the difference between the resting blood pressure versus the post blood pressure. After I put the results from the table into the equation to calculate the t-value, which was 9.91, I then had to calculate the critical value, which calculated to 2.571. Due to this t-value being larger than the critical value, there was a significant difference between the resting and post-systolic blood pressure. Parametric test for difference. Independent t-test. The independent t-test is an inferential statistic test that determines whether there is a statistical significant difference between the means in two related groups. In this example, I was looking at the difference between the standing vertical jump of males and the standing vertical jump of females. To calculate this, I first had to put the data into the table. Once I had filled out the table, I had to put the results into the equation, giving me a t-value of minus 0.7. The critical value was then calculated to 2.101. Due to the critical value being greater than the t-value, there was no significant difference between the standing vertical jump in males compared to females.